Top of it, top of it, top of it, people, man. How y'all feeling today, man? It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man, and I'm tapped in to give y'all a cool little video about Diddy and Epstein's gay sugar daddy relationships that got exposed. Can you dig it? Before I get into those relationships, y'all, hey man, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and make sure, man, subscribe to the channel, man. Leave some comments. Talk to me. I talk back, guys. You know, we got our way to 50K. We on our way to 100K. And whoever, hey, man, and when I had that raffle at 100K, somebody's going to be flying out my way to Las Vegas on me. Can you dig it for the weekend? But, guys, let's get it, man. See, one of the best things to do in this world, as I see in the industry, is to get yourself a good old sugar daddy. See, women ain't the only people that get sugar daddies. Men get sugar daddies as well. And in this video that you're going to see not only Diddy had a sugar daddy, and you already know who that was, Clive Davis, and then you had Jeffrey Epstein, who had a sugar daddy named Les Wexner, and Les Wexner, he's somebody who owned Abercrombie and Fitch, had a lot of interest in Victoria's Secrets. But the thing is, Epstein was using Wexner, for his money, had power of attorney over his money, basically spending his money as he go along for these kind of intimate favors at Lolita Island. But then not only that, you got Mike Jeffries, who's right now being prosecuted for messing with these little boys, for doing a bunch of diddle stuff. And both of them were Mike Jeffries and Mike Jeffries and Jeffrey Epstein were both being funded by who? Wexner. Guys, and I know y'all seen this stuff, man. So, and you take Diddy, the things that Diddy been getting away with, he has been funded day one by your boy Clive Davis. See, this is why Diddy's able to get away with the things he's doing, because, guys, they have sugar daddies. And when you get you a sugar daddy in this thing, the sugar daddy is the one that's doing the catching, not the pitching. You understand what I'm saying? Quincy Jones was doing the catching, not the pitching. And so a lot of this stuff was able to go on because they had sugar daddies, right? That were back in their play, mess with other higher ups, getting them passes, making them gatekeepers, and they're able to use their sugar daddy's money. Because you know how sugar daddy go. You give the sugar daddy a little something, and he give you a little something. Y'all don't call it a relationship. See, a lot of y'all always look at a sugar daddy as in, a woman, but there are plenty of men who have sugar daddies. And I mean, not just in the industry. There are a bunch of men, especially a lot of black men who have white sugar daddies, and you go figure that out, and you know why they got them white sugar daddies, y'all. But before I get any further, man, let me put you guys on this little video to break it down with y'all, because you might not even know who Mike Jeffries is, who's being, tried right now federally for some diddle charges with all these little boys. I don't know what these men's attractions are with all these little boys, but it all started off with these people having sugar daddies. Jeffrey Epstein having his sugar daddy, Mr. Wexner, over Victoria's Secrets. Jeffrey's having his sugar daddy, meaning, your sugar daddy gonna let you have it your way like Burger King. And that's who was over Abercrombie and Fitch. Then you got, hey, your boy Clive Davis, the sugar daddy. That's who made Diddy the gatekeeper. So every once in a while, Diddy had to tighten him up. Now, if you know who Chopper Young City is, a.k.a. Chopper, that was on Making the Band with Diddy. Now, he says on one of his interviews, on Real Life Street Stars, that they asked him, they said, do you think that Diddy is gay? And he said, I know he's gay. They said, well, how do you know? They said, because we got a call from Harve Pierre one day. I got a call from Harve Pierre, and Harve Pierre wanted to talk to Diddy. But I went to go give security, told security that, hey, Harve is on the phone. He want to talk to Diddy. The security was like, well, nah, he can't talk to Diddy right now. Until Diddy's done. Well, Young City, a.k.a. Chopper, looked in the room, and there he saw Diddy, and Clive Davis embraced kissing and groping each other. None of their parts were out. They were kissing and groping each other. And guys, I'm going to say it's him. He didn't say the name on there, but he said it was such a powerful white man in the industry that he was groping and kissing and rubbing on, and they were rubbing and tongue kissing and everything, that if he was to say his name, this guy's channel will get shut down. That's nobody but Clive Davis, y'all. But let's see. Let's hear some content.
That's how you do it, guys. You get a older, wealthy man above you to fund your lifestyle. If you want to create the life like Epstein and Diddy, then find an old man to love, because that's what the rumors on the streets are, that Les Wexner and that Epstein were lovers, no different to Diddy and Clive Davis. This is what's being reported in numerous articles. Diddy and Epstein, we've spoken about how they are, in my opinion, working under the same oligarch, working under the same network. But if we look into who has funded them, more important, who is above them. I always try to go to the people above, until we don't even know who the people above are, because they're just so discreet. And that is when we're getting some gold mine when it comes to this conversation. We can talk about P. Diddy all day, the criminal trial, the documentary that went viral, Epstein, the files that keeps coming out, the royal family that keep getting dragged into it. But let's talk about the financiers and how, whilst Diddy was going through the Cassie lawsuit and multiple other lawsuits, it was reported that he was panicking and that he was going into a frivolous position where he didn't know, shaky, and when he was asked about all of this, he completely ignored it and pretended that he didn't even know that P. Diddy existed.
A lot of people are curious about the status of P. Diddy. Sell in a tap, get paid in a flash. That's Jim.
Oh yeah, he know who P. Diddy is. Watch this, y'all. Bam.
P. Diddy. Diddy.
How you don't know who Diddy is, and y'all in a million pictures?
What do you make of that situation?
How you don't know who Diddy is, and he was clapping your cheek?
Much like that, we're going to move and focus on Lex Wexner, first, and how this person who built his wealth by founding Victoria's Secret, founding Abercrombie and Fitch, and Bodyworks, and other retail outlets, Epstein later became Wexner's money manager and benefited greatly from this connection. The reason why he became the money manager is because, of course, he wanted Wexner's money, but many people told Wexner that I smell a rat when it comes to Epstein, but Wexner completely ignored all of this advice. When everything came out about Epstein from 2007 onwards, Wexner cut ties, but it was also revealed that Epstein actually stole over $40 million from this man because Epstein was given power of attorney over Wexner's funds and all of his money. But Wexner never chased him down for that money. And Wexner is the type of person who would. 40 million is also a lot of money. So you would have expected him to do something, do anything to Epstein to get his lick back, to get his revenge and get his money back. And my thing is, because I think that they were lovers, there's a lot more to that conversation that he did not want coming out. And 40 million to him isn't as much if his net worth is over 5 billion. But it's also interesting, I want to pivot really quickly and I want you guys to focus on this, is that Les Wexner also was somebody who created Abercrombie and Fitch. Now, if we look at one of the CEOs, Mike Jefferies, he himself is also about to go through his own criminal trial. He's just been announced fit to stand in regards to trafficking boys and giving them substances and Viagra, etc., and doing all of this sick stuff to them. So interesting that you got Mike Jeffries and Epstein, two people who are connected to Les Wexner, who have been accused of absolutely insane stuff, and it looks like they probably were funded or supported or financially supported or even stole from Les Wexner, and for some reason that man is always at the scene of the crime but clearly didn't know anything and wanted to just sever ties with Epstein as if everything's okay. Comparison to Clive Davis, who here gave the funds to Diddy to start his own record company, and then in that he became the head chef amongst all of these musicians that he would hire and then corrupt and then use left, right, and center. And of course, unable to get that, Clive Davis obviously spoke about the fact that how he was bi and how he obviously has had, fluid relationships, and it clearly looks like Diddy probably had to do things to Clive in order to get to that position and obviously become the most favored in Clive Davis's eyes. Why do I think this? Because not only have the streets been saying that they have a very intimate relationship, but when you look at Diddy and what he did two people, and how people would walk in and they're giving fellatio to Diddy, or Diddy and the freak-offs, Diddy sodomizing these men and these women, basically using them, humiliating them, making them walk across Brooklyn Bridge to go and get some cheese and a green, whatever it was, cheesecake, all of this stuff that he was doing, these mind games, these sexual mind games, sex magic, all of this stuff, he had to learn from other people. So best believe if he's doing this stuff to Clive to try and get a record deal, record company funds, obviously he's been taught by them that this is what I have to do to submit. Therefore, I want to make other people submit to me so that I can reinflate my ego that I lost when I was on my knees for these men, these old wealthy men, in order to get what I needed to get. That is how he was allowed to extrapolate people and exploit them. Very similar to Epstein. Sugar daddies, sugar daddies, sugar daddies, left, right, and center. Epstein, guys, was granted power of attorney over Wexner's finances immediately. He allegedly took tens of millions from Wexner to buy luxury items and real estate in New Albany, Manhattan, and in Palm Beach. He gained new credibility by representing the billionaire, and in the late 1980s, he lied and posed as a talent scout for Victoria's Secret, one of Wexner's company, and allegedly Wexner knew of this but basically turned a blind eye and didn't give a damn about it. Then he began trafficking, grooming multiple people onto an island, and Wexner still to this day has refused to speak. The biggest mystery, guys, is to what exactly this billionaire got out of his relationship with Epstein, and I think that it's a load of fellatio, and I think that it's a load of just having fun, intimacy, and I think that Epstein probably took some pictures, images, tapes of anything to use as leverage. Very similar to the behavior of Diddy, which is why when his house got arrested, multiple of them back in March 2024, May 2024, there were raids and they collected so many tapes because both of them knew and learned at a young age to film people and use it as leverage over them. And that is how you navigate social networking and social circles and get deals. It's blackmailing. It's not just a ring when it comes to children. It's also a ring for blackmailing. That's why these files are still being dropped today of Epstein, and you're seeing so many pictures of him doing random things or with random other people and wealthy people, and you would wonder, why is this man taking pictures? Maybe he just likes to vlog and create a diary. Really and truly, the man is taking all of these pictures just to let you guys know you're also in on this too, not just me. So if I'm going to go down, you guys are going to go down as well. So you guys need to be on board. Both of these men, Epstein and Diddy, are very clever. They knew how to pivot left, right, and center, but they weren't clever enough because the man is dead in jail and the other man is rotting away in jail. So whatever life that they tried to live by navigating and using and exploiting people and running to older, wealthy men to become, this lustful relationship, it always goes down a dead end. It doesn't work. And for the other people that we think that it might get them, it probably will. It just hasn't happened yet. So I was doing my research, sorry, the camera cut off, and I drew these comparisons, and I just felt like we're not looking at Clive Davis and Les Wexner enough, as far as I'm concerned. Even during P. Diddy's criminal trial, we lost touch of, Clive Davis, and for the fact that this man has been panicking and has been very uncomfortable, and he still has had his Grammy annual parties. Remember, Whitney Houston was dead in the bathtub, rooms above, as they were all celebrating, and you're going to think that, to tell me that this man probably knew nothing. I highly doubt any of that. I feel like people like Les Wexner and Clive Davis are sugar daddies who either are successful on their own merit and fall into the wrong hands, or even have financiers above them that are giving them money, and then all turn a blind eye to this level of exploitation. And then when it comes out, when Diddy's exposed, when Epstein's exposed, they suddenly want to sever ties, act like they don't have their names in their minds, memory loss, and etc. And they basically wash their hands so quickly because people aren't looking at them, so they are allowed to wash their hands quite quickly. If you're not going to look at these two going into the toilet because your eyes are too much on Diddy and Epstein in the dining room, they're easily going to go into the bathroom and wash their hands. Once they wash their hands, people are going to just forget about it. And so shifting focus is important. And, I think that if Wexner or Davis ever go to trial, ever go to court, because for some reason their hands are always clean, that is when we're going to get things talking. It's no stranger to me that Mike Jefferies, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, is also involved in this because he is one of the lead of Abercrombie and Fitch, one of Wexner's companies. Like, come on, guys, all of it is a third-degree connection to an extent. And I think that we should also look out of the box when it comes to these conversations and look into Epstein and look into, Wexner and Clive Davis as well. I definitely believe that Diddy was on his knees for all of these old wealthy men getting turned out left, right, and center. And his main agenda was, I want that coin, I want that money. Diddy is so ambitious. The man is so driven. His ego is so inflated. You're never going to get him in a position where he's suicidal or offs himself in prison. If that ever took place, I genuinely believe somebody's done it. I don't think that he would do it to himself. I can't even see that. Diddy is so convinced that he will come back and be the big, strong person. That is what it's just.
And that's the thing right there, guys. As I've been telling you guys throughout a lot of my content, they want you to look over here while they're doing something over there. They want to put the focus on Diddy and Epstein and all that, while the focus is on other people. You know, like Wexner, like your president. You dig what I'm saying? See, the Epstein files come out. See, they want you to look at that, but they don't want you to look at him. They want you to look at Diddy, but they don't want you to look over here. You know, you have to look in the right place, because these two guys, they had sugar daddies. And in the beginning, you start to service your sugar daddy like a good boy so that you can get the favors that you need, and then service your sugar daddy and do what they need, do what needs to be done. And by the way, I don't know about Les Wexner, but Clive Davis has been come out of the closet and claimed to be a bisexual man and that he loves black men. So that's nothing new. But you guys saw the video. He's acting like he didn't even know Puffy. Like, Puffy who? Who Diddy who? But they learned this behavior somewhere. But yeah, guys, hey, you know, if you like the content, man, I don't like to keep y'all too long in this video. I got a banger coming about Mary J. Blige a little later, man. But check this out, man. If you like the content, man, hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell. And guys, put in the comments if you believe that Epstein and Diddy were working with some sugar daddies that had a much higher power than them. You understand what I'm saying? And that higher power ain't God that they was praying to. Their higher power was people like Les Wexner and your boy Clive Davis. And I mean, even some more on the Clive Davis side. Can you dig what I'm saying? But other than that, guys, remember to be blessed. Don't ever get stressed. Make sure you never get finessed, and get plenty of rest. And stay the F out of trouble.